Hello, welcome to RStudio. In this video, we'll learn how to open RStudio, then we'll learn how to use RStudio as a calculator, and finally, we'll learn how to create variables in RStudio. So let's begin. Imagine that you're on any kind of a PC, and you have the Windows icon in the lower left-hand corner. We'll begin by clicking on that icon in the lower left-hand corner, and we'll click on All Programs to get the alphabetical listing of all the programs that you have on your computer. Here I have RStudio as a folder. I'll click on it once, and then you'll see the button that has a blue circle with an R inscribed in it. I'll click on that, and it will take just a moment for RStudio to open. When it does open, you'll see that the screen is fairly busy, and I'll call your attention to the four primary areas. First, in the upper left-hand corner, there are the R demos, and we won't address that in this video. I just wanted to let you know that these are demos that are available in R, and we'll come back to that in future videos. Beneath that, we'll spend most of our time in the console today, and then in the upper right-hand corner, we'll talk a little bit about the environment and the history. We can toggle between those two, and over here we'll have space for a plot. Here, in the lower right-hand corner, we won't have plots today, but we will have them in future videos. Okay, let's begin by clicking in the lower left-hand corner. This is a portion of your console, and we'll do some very simple computations. This is to say that we can use RStudio as a calculator. So what I'd like you to do is join me by trying the simplest of calculations. We'll put in a 1 plus 1, and we'll hit the Enter key, and we'll get a response from RStudio indicating that we have a answer that is one element long, and that element happens to have a value of 2. We can do another one. We can do 2 plus 2, and now we'll get, again, a one element answer, and then it happens to be the total of 4. So these are fairly simple. We can do slightly more complicated types of computations. For example, we can do exponentiation. We can put in 2 raised to the second power, and that happens to be, again, 4. We can say 2 raised to the 8th power, and now we get 256. Again, still a one-element answer. Another possibility is we can take a simple finger roll, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll multiply that, there's the asterisk sign, by the next set of finger roll numbers up top, and that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll hit that, and you'll see that we get a very large number there. So these are some relatively simple computations demonstrating that you can use R as your calculator. We can also now take these individual elements and store them, because maybe at some later point in your computations, you want to be able to retrieve some pre-calculated numbers very easily. And we'll take advantage now of different kinds of variables, and we'll learn the simplest type of variable today. Simply stated, a variable is an entity that can assume multiple values. The canonical variable, the one that we typically think of, is simply the variable x. So we'll type in x here, and we're going to stick into x some kind of a computation. So the way that we do that in R is we put in the x, that's the name of our variable. We can hit now a arrow that's going to point to x. I'll put the left arrow key, and we'll give a body to that left arrow. And now you can see that we have x, something like the left arrow key, and then a small hyphen. And I'll put in a simple computation, again, the simplest of computations, 1 plus 1. And what will happen now is in the console, we'll come right back to the blinking cursor here, but you might notice that up here in the environment area, we have the value x, or the variable x, is now at a value of 2. We can create another variable down here in console. This time I'll do y, and I'll stick inside of y the very simple computation, 2 plus 2. I'll hit enter, and up here, now in the right-hand corner, the computer is reminding us that R is holding on to another variable. For us, this is the variable y, which currently has 4 inside of it. X has 2 inside of it. One more computation is that I can create yet another variable, and this time I can have my variable be z, and I can stick inside of z with my get sign, and that get sign again is created by putting the left arrow and this hyphen. I can now put into that x plus y, because those are already existing variables, and I can hit enter. Okay, and you'll see that over here now we have z equaling 6, and I can call back any one of those at any time. I can put in a z in my lower console. I'll hit the enter key, and that will be a one element variable that happens to be currently set to the number 6. Okay, Thanks for tuning in to this introduction to R.